She was just 19 when the world quietly erased her place in it, not with anger, not with raised voices, but with a single folded letter left outside her door and a suitcase already packed by someone else, and by sunset, she found herself standing alone at a nearly abandoned bus stop with only 3 17s in her pocket and nowhere left to go. But what happened next would turn that moment of quiet rejection into the beginning of something no one could have imagined. Her name was Alara Voss, and unlike most people her age, she didn't panic, she observed. Because Alara had always been the kind of person who absorbed life instead of reacting to it. The kind who noticed the cracks in conversations, the silences between words, the emotions people tried to hide. And maybe that's why losing everything didn't break her. It focused her. She had grown up with a single father, a watchmaker in a small Pennsylvania town, a man who believed time wasn't just measured, it was felt. And he taught her that some moments stretch longer than years, while others disappear in seconds. But when he passed away suddenly, Alara was left in the care of distant relatives who tolerated her more than they loved her. And over time, that tolerance turned into quiet dismissal. Until one day, without warning, she was simply removed from their lives with no clear destination. She boarded the cheapest bus heading north, riding for hours through towns that blurred together until she arrived in a place so small it barely existed on the map. A forgotten village called Briar Glen, surrounded by dense forest and swallowed by time itself. And it was there, while wandering aimlessly down a cracked road, that she noticed something strange. A rusted iron gate half hidden behind overgrown vines, slightly open, as if it had been waiting. Beyond it, barely visible through the trees, stood a massive, decaying mansion, once grand, now almost consumed by nature. And something about it pulled her in. Not out of curiosity, but recognition, like seeing a reflection of herself in a place abandoned and misunderstood. Locals later told her the estate had been empty for over 60 years, unsellable, unwanted, whispered about but never entered. Yet somehow, through a forgotten legal loophole and a symbolic purchase fee of just $1, Alara became its owner that very same week. Though ownership wasn't the right word, it was more like the house had chosen her. The first night she stepped inside, the silence was overwhelming, thick, almost alive. Every floorboard echoing like it remembered footsteps that no longer existed. Every room frozen in time, covered in dust but filled with presence. And as she explored deeper, she discovered something hidden behind a collapsed bookshelf in what used to be a study. A narrow door leading to a concealed passage, and at the end of it, a locked iron chest untouched for decades. It took her hours to pry it open, her hands shaking not from fear, but from the strange certainty that whatever was inside had been waiting specifically for her. And when the lock finally snapped, she found not gold, not jewels, but something far more powerful. Journals, dozens of them, written by the mansion's original owner, a woman named Evelyn Merrow, a reclusive philosopher who had vanished mysteriously in 1962. And as Alara began reading by candlelight that night, she realized these weren't ordinary writings. They were deeply personal reflections on loss, purpose, isolation, and something Evelyn called the art of becoming invisible to the noise of the world. And with each page, Alara felt like she was being guided, understood in a way no one had ever managed before. Hidden beneath the journals, she also found a small velvet pouch containing antique coins and bundled cash, enough to survive, but not enough to escape, which somehow felt intentional. As if Evelyn had left just enough for the next person to continue, not abandon the journey. Instead of leaving, Alara stayed, repairing the mansion slowly, not restoring it to its former glory, but preserving its soul, keeping its imperfections, its silence, its truth. And over time, something incredible began to happen. People started arriving, not because they were invited, but because they needed to be there. Artists, strangers, grieving souls, people lost in ways they couldn't explain. They would find the gate, walk through the trees, and sit in the quiet of that old house without asking permission, and Alara never stopped them, because she understood what the place had become. Not a home, not a property, but a refuge. Years later, when someone asked her why she never sold it, never turned it into something profitable, she simply smiled and said, because some places aren't meant to be owned, they're meant to be found. And maybe that's the truth most people miss. That sometimes losing everything isn't the end of your story. It's the exact moment your real life begins, just not in the way you expected. So tell me, have you ever walked into a place that felt like it was waiting just for you?